For UCLA's Valerie Kondo's field, is there a dynasty in the making? The defending champs looking for a three-peat, led by sophomore Olympian Jamie Dancher and junior NCAA all-around champion Onnie Willis. Alabama provides the home gym advantage for Sarah Patterson. Can senior Andrea Pickens lead the Tide to the title in Tuscaloosa? Suzanne Yocklin's gym dogs are hurting. Are they strong enough to seize the trophy? And for Utah to win its 10th championship, Teresa Kulikowski needs to hit all four. Dan Kendig's Cornhuskers seek their first championship. So does Stanford and its first-year head coach, Kristen Smith. Who will seize the day? Who will be crowned 2002 NCAA Women's Gymnastics champions? Welcome to Coleman Coliseum, host site for the 2002 NCAA Women's Gymnastics Championships. Thanks so much for joining us. And if you think this year's Super Six bears a striking resemblance to those elite teams we saw here last year, you are correct. 5 of 6 schools returning. Stanford making its first ever appearance here. The lone newcomer, UCLA, Alabama, Georgia, Utah, and Nebraska rounding out the field. I am alongside 1996 Olympic gold medalist Amanda Borden. And Amanda, obviously UCLA, the team to beat here, vying for its 3rd straight national championship. And this is a really deep squad.
Well, depth is one of their many strengths, even without the help of 2000 Olympian Kristen Maloney. They're being led by the 2001 co-all-around champion Onnie Willis, as well as the 2002 all-around champion Jamie Dancher. And if they hit their routines, they're going to be difficult to beat.
Well, no school has won more NCAA titles than Utah, 9 to be exact. And while the Utes suffered through some mid-season struggles, Coach Greg Marson really seems to think his team is peaking at the right time.
Well, they have 4 seniors leading the team, but what's more exciting is they have one of their best and most consistent competitors back in the all-around lineup, and that's Teresa Kulikowski. She was not able to compete for the last 2 years in the all-around due to some knee injuries, but she is back and ready to help the Utes win the championship.
And then there is, of course, the home crowd favorite, Alabama. The Tide's 197-3, the top team score coming out of prelims. Now, the one advantage they may have this year over last is the return of Andrea Pickens, who, of course, Amanda, you remember, blew out her Achilles just 5 days before this meet last year.
That's right. She actually had to sit out for 6 months, and this is only her 5th meet back doing all 4 events. And not only is her team going to be counting on her energy, they're also going to be counting on her scores.
And she looks very, very strong. Now, if history does its part, this is definitely worth mentioning. Alabama has only hosted 2 national championships here back in 1991 and 96. And they won both of those meets. The Tide, however, not without their injury issues this year, and for that, we bring in the 3rd member of our team, 3-time Olympian Dominique Dawes.
Sarah, in the prelims competition, Reagan Tomasak, one of your strong seniors, she went down. Is she going to be able to help you out in the Super 6 finals?
Well, we didn't use Reagan in the prelims, and she's unable to compete for us in event finals. So I think our team will just have to rally. Reagan's had a great year, and obviously we're very disappointed for her in her senior season. But I think our ladies will pull together, and they'll do it for Reagan.
Well, what does this hometown crowd mean to you all?
Well, I think it's everything. I think that it will elevate our performance. I want the ladies to go out and enjoy tonight, because whether we're a freshman or a senior, this is it. This will be the only time that they'll have this opportunity.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
To the first rotation we go. Georgia starting on vault, UCLA on bars, Nebraska on the balance beam, Utah on floor, and Stanford and Alabama will begin with buys. Now keep in mind, 6 gymnasts will compete on each event, but the low scores dropped, and then the other 5 are totaled together for the event score. Georgia coach Suzanne Yocklin, in her 19th year, she certainly had her challenges with injuries. 5 titles to her credit while in Athens. And Eileen Diaz will lead off on vault for the Gym Dogs, primarily a bar specialist, but because of those injuries, Amanda, she's in the vault lineup.
Well, they were very excited with her prelim performance. Beautiful Yurchenko full, great landing. And that's what Georgia needs, a great and solid start.
And you will see a lot of round-off entry vaults, particularly Yurchenko fulls, because they are worth a perfect 10. 9.875 to start things off for Georgia. Dan Kendig, in his 9th year, he's taken the Huskers to the Super 6 in 7 of the past 8 years. AJ Lamb will be leading off on beam for them. Hometown girl, AJ, right from Lincoln, Nebraska.
Getting ready for her flight series. Back handspring layout step out, nicely done.
AJ tied her career high this season with a 9.925 back in February. She shared the co-title on vault this year with Elise Ray out of regionals. Elise Ray, of course, with Michigan, who did not make the Super Six, surprisingly, this year.
Being the leadoff competitor on the balance beam is a very important position. Very creative, switch side, down to the beam.
See her do that, and it's hard to think she had such back problems last year that she was really only limited to competing beam and floor. This year, however, she's gone all around. She's ranked in the top 25 in the country.
She'll be dismounting off the side. Gainer full twist. Great landing.
And AJ, the third of the Lamb herd to compete for Nebraska. Her sisters Alicia and Erica both on the team in the late 90s. 9.725 for her on beam. Not a great score, but a solid score. Valerie Condos Field, UCLA's most successful women's gymnastics coach, 3 national titles, 97, 2000, and 2001. Onnie Willis up on bars last year. She became UCLA's first ever NCAA all-around champion.
Bonnie, this is an event that's being judged a little bit tighter. The judges are specifically watching for all handstands to be hit in vertical. Nice Takachev, great height. Right here, straddle back handstand, you can see she showed vertical.
And in the Pac-10s this year, Onnie went 9.95 to take the bar title. She's so powerful.
Beautiful double front half.
And Valerie Condos Field has emphasized to her team, the landings will be so important. A step means a 10th, and that could be all the difference as close as this meet will likely be. And a 9.875 for Onnie. First 2 competitors before her, Jeanette Antolin and Kristen Parker, both in the 9.8 range as well. Greg Marsden coaching a Utah squad that has never missed a national championship under his tutelage. The Utes' lowest ranking, while Marsden's been at the school, 10th. And on floor now, Annabeth Eberle, native of Reno, Nevada.
Beautiful 2.5 punch front. Annabeth is a very powerful athlete.
And she was actually the most highly recruited American gymnast last year, a 7-time member of the U.S. national team. You can just see the power, as you mentioned, in her jumps. Great height, great flexibility. Setting up her second pass now.
Double pipe, a little bit of a hop there in the landing. She landed with straight legs. Wasn't able to control it.
It hurts watching it, doesn't it? Out in regionals this year, Annabeth won vault, had a career high 9.925 and finished 6th in the all-around. On the floor, one of Utah's strengths. You'll see coming up Teresa Kulikowski, Shannon Bowles, one of the Utes' 4 seniors this year. And a clean routine for Annabeth Eberle. Get things off to a solid start for the Utes. Fans seem to like it, a very well-traveled bunch. Great attendance at home and on the road, and a 9.775 for Annabeth Eberle. We are underway in Tuscaloosa.
CBS Sports coverage of the NCAA Women's Gymnastics Championship is sponsored by Dr. Scholl's. Look, feel, do better. And by new Reese's Fast Break. Refuel and go.